Good morning, everyone. Today I want to share something I often tell my patients, friends, and even family. Never sleep on your stomach. It sounds simple, almost harmless, but the truth behind it might surprise you. I've seen countless patients walk into my clinic with back pain, neck stiffness, numb fingers, or constant headaches, not realizing that their sleeping position was the silent culprit behind years of discomfort. What seems like a cozy, harmless position can, over time, twist your spine, strain your neck, and even affect your breathing and digestion. And I learned this lesson not just from textbooks, but from a story that began in a small clinic, with one patient who taught me just how dangerous this habit can be. The story: a patient named Ria was 28 when she first visited me. She was a bright software engineer, ambitious, energetic, and determined. But for months, she had been waking up with dull aches that slowly turned into sharp pain shooting down her neck and shoulder. She tried everything: new pillows, a different mattress, stretching, even yoga. But nothing helped. She was exhausted and frustrated. When she sat in my office that day, she said something I'll never forget. "Doctor, I feel like I'm getting old at 28. Every morning hurts more than the last." We ran a few tests and x-rays, but everything looked normal. So I began asking her about her lifestyle, diet, exercise, work posture, and finally, her sleeping habits. That's when the answer came. "I always sleep on my stomach," she said casually. She even laughed. "It's the only way I can fall asleep." And that's when I smiled and said, "Ria, I think we just found your villain. The hidden damage of sleeping on the stomach. You see, when you sleep on your stomach, your body doesn't rest in alignment. Your neck has to twist to one side for hours just so you can breathe. That single twist might not seem like much, but over hundreds of nights, it's like holding your neck turned to one side for 6 hours straight every day. Now imagine doing that for years. That's what causes muscle imbalance, pinched nerves, and long-term strain on the cervical spine. It's not just your neck. Your lower back arches unnaturally, compressing the small joints and putting pressure on your discs. When your spine isn't aligned properly, your body has to fight itself to rest. Your muscles never fully relax, your circulation is disturbed, and even your internal organs, like your lungs and stomach, get slightly compressed. That's why stomach sleepers often wake up tired, sore, and sometimes even dizzy. Their body was busy fighting tension all night instead of resting. Ria's journey to change. When I told Ria this, she looked shocked. "But doctor, I've slept this way my whole life. How can something that feels so natural be so wrong?" That's the tricky part. Habits can feel comforting, even when they're harming us. So we began small. I gave her a plan. Place a thin pillow under her hips to reduce pressure on the spine. Use a body pillow to hug so she could gradually shift to sleeping on her side. Support her neck with a proper pillow that kept her head aligned with her spine. Stretch every morning and evening to retrain her muscles. The first week was hard. She'd wake up on her stomach again and again, but she didn't give up. By the second month, something changed. She stopped waking up in pain. 3 months later, she walked into my clinic smiling. "Doctor, I can't believe it. I actually feel good in the morning now." That's when I realized changing your sleep position isn't just about comfort. It's about protecting your future health. The science behind the story. Let me explain this simply. When you lie on your stomach, your body's weight presses down on your lungs and chest, making it harder to breathe deeply. That means your oxygen intake slightly drops during sleep, leading to fatigue and brain fog the next day. Your neck twists unnaturally, which can compress nerves and blood vessels. That's why some stomach sleepers wake up with numb fingers, tingling hands, or dizziness. Your lower back curves downward, the opposite of its natural S shape, creating pressure on the lumbar spine. Over time, this can lead to chronic back pain and even early disc degeneration. And here's the part most people don't realize: it can even affect your face. Constantly pressing one side of your face against the pillow causes puffiness, wrinkles, and uneven facial alignment over time. So yes, That comfortable position might quietly be aging you faster than you think. The emotional side. When I tell people never to sleep on their stomach, I don't say it just as a doctor. I say it as someone who understands how deeply habits are tied to comfort and emotion. Many of us grew up sleeping that way. It feels safe, like a self-hug. But what's comforting to the mind isn't always kind to the body. That's why I tell my patients, your body is whispering to you at night. If you wake up in pain, it's not normal. Listen before those whispers turn into screams. A lesson from my own life. Even I wasn't immune to this mistake. Years ago, when I was an intern, I'd often collapse into bed after long shifts, face down, too tired to care. Within months, I began waking up with stiff shoulders and a sore neck. I blamed stress, fatigue, even the hospital bed. One morning during rounds, I bent to check a patient's chart and felt a sharp jolt shoot down my neck. It hurt so much that I had to excuse myself. That was my wake-up call, and literally. That night, I consciously shifted to sleeping on my back. The first few nights were awful. I tossed and turned, missing that cozy stomach position. But after a few weeks, the pain disappeared. That's when I promised myself I'd never go back, and I'd always tell my patients, never sleep like this. How to fix it. Simple steps for better sleep. Breaking the habit isn't easy, but it's absolutely possible. Here are some practical tips I give my patients. 1. Start with awareness. The first step is simply noticing how you fall asleep and how you wake up. Awareness creates change. 2. Use pillows strategically. Hug a body pillow to recreate that comfort of stomach sleeping. Place a pillow under your knees if you sleep on your back. It relieves pressure on your spine. For side sleepers, put one between your knees to keep hips aligned. 3. Retrain your body. It might take a few weeks, but your muscles will adapt. Stretch your neck and shoulders daily and strengthen your core. 4. Choose the right mattress and pillow. A medium-firm mattress keeps your spine aligned. Avoid overly soft beds that let your body sink. 5. Be patient. Just like learning a new habit, it takes consistency. Every time you wake up on your stomach, simply roll back. With time, your body will learn. Ria's transformation. 6 months after her first visit, Ria came back for a checkup. She looked happier, more confident. Her posture was better, her eyes brighter. She said something that really stayed with me. You know, doctor, changing how I sleep changed how I wake up. Not just physically, but emotionally. I feel lighter, clearer, more rested. That's the power of small changes. We often look for big solutions, new therapies, expensive gadgets, even surgeries. But sometimes it's as simple as changing the way we rest. The bigger message. So when I tell my patients never to sleep on their stomach, I'm not just giving medical advice. I am reminding them that our daily habits, even the ones we do unconsciously, shape our health far more than we realize. Good sleep isn't just about duration. It's about quality, alignment, and respect for your body's natural design. Think of your spine like a delicate bridge, strong yet vulnerable. Every night you sleep in a bad position, it bends a little out of shape, but every night you sleep correctly, it rebuilds itself stronger. A powerful reminder. So tonight, when you go to bed, pause for a moment before you lie down. Ask yourself, is this position helping my body heal or hurting it quietly? If you've been sleeping on your stomach, remember Ria's story. Remember mine. The small discomfort of changing today could save you years of pain tomorrow. Because good sleep isn't just about closing your eyes. It is about giving your body the posture of peace. So, my advice, as a doctor, as a fellow human, as someone who's learned the hard way, is simple. Never sleep on your stomach. Protect your spine, cherish your rest, and wake up to a pain-free tomorrow. Final words. Sleep is our body's most honest mirror. If you wake up aching, it's trying to tell you something. Listen, adjust, heal. Because sometimes the smallest shift, like turning from your stomach to your side, can change not just your sleep, but your life. Thank you.